Commander.
Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. You're watching the second series we have of today. I took a little bit longer in that break to get ready, so there's still a little bit more I need to do, but it's all good. Luckily enough, we are all here as friends, so even if I take a little bit longer, you are understandable, or you're understanding even, because that's how it is. I was late today, this is happening now, so life is all good. At least you got Lottie in the background to like offset my weird problems from having today, so it's all good. She was going a bit crazy earlier anyway. But let's have a quick look. I've got this all set up correctly, because things can get a little bit funky when I'm not quite ready. Just got a few to do now. Usually I'd play like another break, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, so hopefully you guys, I know this is hard to say. No, they are not unused condom boxes. What the heck? That is a really, really weird question. No. No. I was trying to figure out what on earth you're even talking about, but yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm basically packing up, getting ready to move, so I won't be in this place for my, hopefully. I've got to send off my final forms tomorrow. Now my eye's itching as well. Things could not be going any better than this. I tell you, sometimes things just, life hits you fast, guys, so... Oh man, this is really, really itchy now. I don't know why this happens whenever I'm casting. My eye just goes like, hey, you gotta itch me now. Like, I guess it's because I'm staring at the screen a lot. Okay, yeah, I thought like there was something weird behind me, but, well, I guess there is something weird behind me, but, that's just all my weeb stuff, so it's fine. Where the hell is this thread gone? I need to figure out who's playing what game. So, yeah, usually I'm a little bit more organized than this. Usually I have Rapid casting with me as well, but he's actually taken a break for a while, so he's having a holiday somewhere. Just genuinely enjoying life, which is always good. And we've got our players sort of lined up, so just quickly filling that in very, very quickly. If you want to have a look quicker than I can get to them, you can actually have a look on it. So generate this, let's generate this, and now we're good to go. So this is going to be a very, very important game here for both of our players. It's going to be our second series of today. Now the first series was Net Wars versus Red. That didn't really come into it too much because it didn't affect the standings. But if we have a look here, you will see why this is an important game. Because at the top of Group B, we do have Seoul Gaming with a 6-0 lead at the moment. Their opponents, well, next to them, just behind them, is going to be Bull Team, who have never made it into the playoffs before, but they're there with 4 for 2. And DM very, very close behind, like extremely close behind. That if they win here, and they can win... yeah, if they win here and they can win well, they're actually going to make their way into the playoffs for the second time. The first time in nearly 10 months or something. And apparently I don't blink enough, it causes dry eyes. Oh, that could very well be the case. But hopefully I can sort my, my eyes soon. I think I need to go and get my eyes tested as well again, because it's been a while since the last checkup I've had. But, yeah, if DM can win this game, and they can win it well, they are going to find their way in the playoffs again. Bull Team need DM to lose, and DM are up against pSi Storm, who have done a little bit better this round compared to previous ones. So they're going to be looking to get their win as well. Obviously for pSi Storm it's more for pride than anything else, because they don't get anything for not making it into the top 2 in Season 1 at least. They'll still be wanting to take every single win. And then eye massage sounds like one of the most disturbing things in the world. But let's actually have a look at the matchup. We'll see that DM have actually won 12 of their series. They're actually 3-0 against pSi Storm in the 3 previous times they have met, which is obviously statistically showing that DM should win this game, but obviously time changes, a lot changes as well. 5 minutes away from the screen every 20 minutes. Well, that'd be great if I wasn't casting and I wasn't working on a PC all day. But you know what? That's just life. We'll figure this out. I'll go and wet my eyes with something in a second when we start the game. And let's have a look at the rosters for today. Okay, so we're going to have a ZVZ between Zyko and Mitak on Fortress. We're going to have a PvP between PRL and Grast on Neo Chain Reaction, a TVP between Torsan and Marine on La Mancha, and we're going to have a PvP between White and Headmaster on Neo Medusa. Now, realistically, this is only one game that I can put as my key matchup just because it's the only non-mirror. It's going to be game 3. And that's because Torsan is a relatively good Terran player. Marine plays all 3 races. I actually queued into him the other day on ladder. He completely annihilated me with Zerg. He went something like 2 base muter into 3 base muter into mass muter, and I was stuck on like 1 base going 2 port wraith. So that was an interesting game, but he queued onto me on one of his other accounts, so it was a little bit lower MMR than what he normally would be. But it should be a fun game regardless. Let's introduce our first couple of players. There's not really too much to say about one of them, just because he's not really played, well, he hasn't actually played a single game for DM just yet. So Zyko, entirely new, and his opponent for pSi going to be Mitak. Now Mitak, one of those players that's had some very, very tough opponents. He's only got a 38% win rate overall, but realistically, if you look at most of the players back in the real Pro League, there was a lot of players who had win rates around here because they'd be sent out, they'd have really good games against certain players. Like, I mean, he took down Ziggy, we just saw Ziggy take blue-green out in the last series really, really well. And he took down 2-pack as well. They're not slouches at all. I definitely like give him the advantage in CVP, but he is 1 for 6 against Zerg, so his ZVZ definitely his worst matchup, I would say. ZVT he's actually done pretty well quite recently, so taking down the last 2 Terrans he's met, then he met Marwin, so yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. But having a look at the map quickly, it's going to be on Fortress SE, and now I'm just going to leave you looking at the map for just a second while I go and wet my eye, because you'll like wash my eye out, because genuinely this is really hurting. Okay, so I'm back. We've only had 1 CVZ here. Eon Zerg took down 5, but not much else to say. Let's get into game number 1. Now, starting us off here in the right-hand side of your, or sorry, the bottom middle of your screen, we do have the green Zerg fighting for DM. It is Zyko. And then, in a cruel fate, spawning us over here in 3 o'clock in the closest possible color to his opponent. It's going to be in the teal. It's Mitak. Now Zyko is going to be using the drone or the gas trick here to get an extra drone out a little bit earlier. And neither player has gone for a spawning pool just yet. Looks like both of them saving up for a hatchery. 9 supply. Oh, Mitak is taking a hidden base. Well, this is something you don't see very often in a ZVZ, but both of them Both of them going for 9 hatches. Well, I guess one was a 10 hatch, technically. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. Good news, guys! I've never seen this build order, and now both of them are going for it. So, well, I guess I have seen it before, but not recently. And not well, I've not seen it enough to really understand the intricacies of it. Now, if only I had Cadenzi here casting with me, things would be a lot easier, but unfortunately, Cadenzi only casts the big tournaments now. She's too big for the little tournaments like the STPL. You know how it is. But yeah, we've got the spawning pool coming in for both players with the gas. And there's the police coming to take me away from that bad joke. That is another thing I'll be glad about not living here for. I won't have to listen to so many sirens all the time. Speaking the truths. No, Cadenzi's really nice. It's just, Cadenzi's not more of a player than a caster, and also it's like 4 AM in Korea. Oh, that's a good point. When Rapid does get back to Korea, he's not going to have to stay awake so long, because my time changed this weekend. And it's given me like a weird jet lag thing, so I'm like constantly tired. So, it's been fun times in the Land of Kicks recently, but we do have both players getting their overlords into each other's bases. Both of them going to see that both of them are in fact making Zerglings and playing everything fairly normal. Now, Zyko hasn't seen the extra hatchery, and is he going to see it? Because to go out and see that base, you kind of have to go out of your way to do it. Now, obviously the problem is, unlike Mitak's or Zyko's base, Mitak can, well, he can't really start mining over there. Now, we do have a good engagement coming in here. First of all, Zyko actually getting a good surround there almost on a few of those Zerglings. So all of a sudden, the tide's turning already. Mitak does have a few units back here to defend, but it is going to be very difficult to win that engagement. But looks like he wants to go in for his own counterattack. But how many drones is he going to lose at home to do this? Obviously, both players going to be pushing into each other, but the thing is, Zyko has a lot of lings back home to defend. All of Mitak's lings are going to go down. And I think, honestly, Zyko is just going to win this game off of the back of this. Mitak's not even mining right now. And there's so many lings. Like, what do you do against this? You can't deal with this, surely. I mean, he loses 2 drones. He's down to 5 drones overall. We're going to see Zyko coming in with a lot more lings. Once again, there is a surround coming in this time. So maybe that's going to tip him off about the hidden hatchery. But regardless, you're on 5 drones. Where's your economy? I mean, the big option he's got is going for a massive counter when he knows he's killed all his opponent's lings. But he needs to kill them first. And speedlings versus speedlings, you can run around all day. Oh no, he's actually hidden 2 lings in the base. He didn't see them. He's going to try and go in with all his other lings, see if he can break the front. But you can see that Zyko, he knows what's coming. He's already built the extra lings. He's going to be able to defend this. And 2 lings going into the main. Are they going to get another drone? They do. Another drone goes down. 4 drones overall here for Mitak. Big engagement at the front. Looks like Zyko going to get the better end of that engagement as well. And I think Mitak is going to be forced to tap out here very, very soon, because there's not really too much he can do. I mean, another ling going down, sure, from Zyko's side, but he's got defender's advantage. He's got he's got his spire. No, he's got his lair, no spire as of yet. But Mitak is running on empty. He's going to be able to get a single drone here, possibly. No, the drone even stays alive. ... There's going to be a GG here very, very shortly. And Zyko with pretty much perfect reactions to everything that's been going on is a little bit too much. Both of them unfortunately asking if they've got any lag. Looks like Mitak did actually have to split off to kill another drone, and GG. Mitak taps out, and Zyko wins game number 1. Okay, so that wasn't the most exciting game, unfortunately. Zyko just with perfect offense, and I mean the hidden hatchery never really came into play for Mitak. He couldn't really do anything with it, and that makes me question the viability or reason for doing it. I think later on, maybe if you can really get the ling advantage early on and kind of hide the fact you're on 2 hatcheries, you're going to have a really good time when it comes to the air war. But when it's like that, there's not really too much you can do. So, and it is a good thing that Zerg always wins in ZVP. So we're going to get into game number 2. I'm going to load it up straight away. We'll quickly add on the win there for Zyko, because it's going to be Grassed versus, who did I see it was against? How have I forgotten? I don't actually know what I'm doing anymore. It's PRL. So it's Grass versus PRL. It should be fun. Let's actually get that up. Pause the replay because we don't want to go into it. But yeah, today has been a very, very long day for me, guys. So please do forgive me. Obviously solo casting is quite difficult as well, but okay, let's introduce both our next players. So first of all, starting us off here for DM, it's going to be PRL. Now, it's someone said it was PRI. I just suddenly remembered, and I can't remember. So he's being PRL. I guess saying pre is easier. So it's going to be pre for DM. Bit of a weird capitalization, but 50% win rate overall. He's played a lot of games for DM. He's played a lot recently. There was a little bit of a gap in his play. But like throughout round 3, you can see that a little bit earlier, round 2. The one funny thing about looking at the dates is I can finally figure out when the round started and ended. So round 3 ended, and then I went to America, and then round 4 started. No, round 2 ended and round 3 started up when I got back from America. So you can see Neo Ground Zero there in his game against Arsenal. But that's kind of not important for right now. And his opponent spawning for pSi is going to be Grass. It's their captain. He's got a 41% win rate overall, but he has beaten more Protoss than he's lost to. So really, really good by him to be able to get this far with a positive win rate in PvP. Not exactly the easiest thing to do as well. And he took down Castle and Future to get here. He did lose to Yeti, but Yeti did at one point have the highest win rate in PvP throughout the STPL. So nothing to be scoffed at. Let's have a look at our map quickly. It's going to be Neo Chain Reaction. 2 players spawning on the right and left. We've had one PvP here with Bonnet took down Talent. That was actually... that was the last time... Wait. That was today. I didn't think my parser worked, but I guess it did. Ah, yes it did. So I added this game. So yeah, Bonnet took down Talent the last time here we had a PvP. So not really too much else we can say other than the fact, let's get into game number 2. Okay, spawning us here in the 3 o'clock position. We do have the purple Protoss fighting for pSi. It's Grassed. And his opponent spawning over here in the left hand side. We do have the brown Protoss fighting for PRL, fighting for DM. It's Pre. Now, semi-jet lagged from I can't even remember my words anymore. You know what? Let's just say that I finished work. I came home. I dealt with this weird like queen bee or queen wasp or something. I think it was a wasp based on the the shape. I really hope it wasn't a hornet. But I dealt with one of those in my house. It was crawling along the floor, looking all confused. And I'm hoping it's gone. My anxiety is kind of going over the roof, or yeah, through the roof in that circumstance. So I had that. We've casted a full series already, solo casting today, which isn't the easiest thing to do, but it's a lot of fun. Looks like we have got a really cool pylon show coming up soon. Now, Grass is actually being sneaky. He's hiding his gateway and his pylon. Now, obviously, he's going to get the first scout. Pre is going to try and go in behind this. And he may miss the building, and if you miss this building, you're going to be wondering what on earth is going to go on. Now, looks like Pre is going to go. Oh my! Oh, looks like he nearly scouted that by accident. But he's going to get in, see a second pylon coming up, and think, "Huh, what is going on?" Oh, he's going to build a proxy pylon, a mana pylon, even. Sorry, I need to call it its real name. that he's going to think there's a proxy gateway. Are we going to see a second gateway being added on by Pre straight away? He's actually going to go into a Zealot. He's keeping it back at home. He's not playing aggressively. This mana pylon kind of annoying, but you can actually glitch this out if you want to. You kind of have to move it closer to this probe and press stop. But you can see how annoying it is for the mining of his opponent. Now, looks like Pre is going to send out a second probe. Looks like his first probe did actually go down just to like a probe. I didn't quite see when that happened. But he still hasn't scouted what on earth is going on now. Still no second gateway by Pre. He's still keeping his Zealots back at home. You can see he's got an extra probe off the mineral line as well. And that's because he just can't be sure. Like, he needs to defend his ramp somehow. And now the mana pylon, the most mana thing you can do in StarCraft 1. Even though you're building it in the opponent's base, you're trying to give them a little bit of extra power, a little bit of extra support earlier on. But unfortunately, it doesn't really help too much. But there is a reason why it's called the mana pylon and not the BM pylon, because you can use multiple mana pylons to build a love heart, like Bisu did in that famous game. I can't remember what map it was on, but it was amazing. So, gotta love mana pylons, even though I hate them when I'm playing against them, but that's fine. We got 3 gateways coming in from Grass. Pre has finally figured out, hey, you know what, there's actually no units at my base, so I'm just going to move forward and take my ramp. He's going to build a pylon back here. No forge or anything, he's not going to overreact, which is good. He's going into 2 gateways himself. Now, of course, this is a PvP, and we have seen games where one person goes 3 gates, one person goes Citadel, and all of a sudden they die to Dark Templar. Now, are we going to see that here? Or are we going to see a super long PvP where one of the players goes Dark Templar, steals a probe, and does absolutely nothing with it because he has a load of probes on his own? We can always live in hope that we see a mind control in a PvP, but I don't think we're going to see it this game at least. But we do have Pre taking that high ground, add in the pylon. This isn't to build any cannons or anything. I mean, it can be used for that later on. It's mainly just to add on an extra target for any units the Grass builds. Makes it a little bit harder to push up the ramp. Looks like Pre is planning on taking a Nexus eventually. And now, funnily enough, he's going to scout out this area on his own base. He's checking for any proxies up here. Luckily enough, he's not going to find any. But the mind games from Grass, at least for the time being, did do what they needed to do. They forced they forced Pre to play very defensively. He sat very far back in his base and didn't really get too much achieved there. So we've got the Cybernex core coming in. That is upgrading range, obviously. Very, very standard in PvP. Thank you for the follow. I didn't quite catch your name. Unseenitson. I think I said that right. But if I didn't, I do apologize. Looks like we are going to have Grass pushing forward. Finally, the penny has dropped for Pre as he pushes forward into 3 gate worth of production with 2 gate. But let's see what the micro is going to be like. PvP, very, very micro intensive, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people say if you want to learn how to micro, play PvP and ZVZ. Play a lot of it. Because every single shot from every single Dragoon is going to be very, very important here. Let's check the shields. It looks like Pre has taken more damage on one of his Dragoons than Grass has. But we do have a cannon coming in here. This is going to help him. An extra probe is going to go out. There's still no Nexus here, so no Nexus for either player. +1 attack even coming in here for Pre. Now it looks like Grass is going to try and push up the ramp. Is he going to find any form of recompense here? Is he going to be able to do any form of damage? Thank you to the follow as well. I didn't see your name in time, but thank you. Looks like we are going to have we're going to have sorry, I'm losing my words here. We're going to have Pre push forward while Pre actually gets a better engagement against the 3 gate player with his 2 gateways. Pushing up that ramp was definitely a mistake here by Grass. Now, Grass behind this isn't actually going into any additional tech. That's always a bit of a problem in a PvP. Pre still not sure if DTs are on the way, so he's adding a cannon in his mineral line just to be safe. He's scouting around absolutely everywhere for like a hidden base or something, because he still doesn't know what his opponent has. Obviously you can see the unit count and think, well, that's probably going to be a 3rd gateway, but he doesn't know if you went Nexus first somewhere, because he never actually saw the first gateway. And now it looks like he is going to be able to try and push himself through this mineral field. This is actually quite difficult to do at this angle, so it's going to take Pre a few attempts to do this, but there we go. That's exactly how you make that work. If you play on a map like Outsider, Gold Rush, Troy, you know how to get this trick to work. Now, he's not going to be able to push himself through this, but he is going to be able to see that there's no nexus here, at least no gas, which is going to be a main thing. Now, I don't think you can push yourself through this gap, so he's not probably going to try that. But he is going to build a pylon up here, and he's going to play a little bit sneaky. Now, building a pylon and going for like a Robo and Reaver and killing this, or even throwing Scarabs through it, is going to be a very, very strong play. Now, he could obviously go for a Robo and like drop some Templar back there as well. But he's still not got any additional tech back at home, and he's actually going to find himself behind in bases against his opponent. Now, realistically, Grast shouldn't have a problem winning this game, but obviously PvP is quite volatile. It comes a lot down to micro. Looks like Grast may have seen the probe, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, he's going to try and cannon rush him. Oh, that is really sneaky, but unfortunately not going to work out. So the cannon not going to be able to go down there. Looks like Grast is going to build a pylon in turn. He doesn't have a forge or anything, but there is a support bay coming in from him. Looks like Pre is going to try and push forward. He's got a good number of units. Now, obviously, if he pushes forward, Pre can try and add a cannon on. So this is going to be one basically dead Dragoon that's not really going to help. Looks like Grast going to push forward, see if he can scout what's going down. That's actually a free Dragoon going to Pre, so a little bit unfortunate, but it looks like Dragon wants to go and check. Not Dragon. Looks like Grast wants to check, but he is pushing up on high ground. Good concave by Grast. Good target firing though by Pre. Really, really good engagement from both sides, but it looks like Pre may just have too much. Building the Nexus is going to cost Grast the game. He doesn't have the unit count, losing that engagement earlier, causing a huge issue, and GG! Grast taps out, DM wins their second game of the series. Well, that was a pretty eventful PvP. Obviously, it ended very, very quickly within the 10-minute mark. I think it was 9 minutes 28 according to the game. And that's always, in a way, it's good, and in a way, it's bad. It's good for me as it's getting later, and obviously a little bit harder for me to stay awake. So I need to make sure that we get some good games, and we get some exciting games, and I keep the excitement going, because obviously when I'm solo casting, that's very, very difficult when they're all an hour-long game. So we're going to be heading into a PvT when we get back from this. It's going to be DM's Torsan versus pSi's Marine. See you guys in just a sec. Okay, so things are heating up here in our second series of today. This is a very important game for DM now. If DM can win this match, they'll be knocking their way through Bull, and they'll take second place in their group to get to the playoffs for a second time, which is just absolutely insane. Obviously, we'll have to see how that's going to go now. If we actually have a look at our next couple of players, it's going to be up to this guy right here for DM. It's going to be Torsan. Now, Torsan has played a good number of games, especially recently. I mean, if you actually look, Last time we played before this, well, last month, was actually nearly 11 months before, which is kind of insane, but that just goes to show how long the STPL is going on for. He's played both of his games so far on New Bloody Ridge. He did lose both of them. He lost to Buell and YY, which is not exactly a bad thing because he went up against some really, really strong opponents. He did beat Assi and Kerry before, but Kerry obviously beat him a very, very long time ago. Kerry is actually on DM now, which is kind of funny. He started off back on SK Bravo all the way back in the beginning of the STPL. So kind of cool to see what's been going on. Now let's actually get in to our next game. Obviously, his opponent's going to be Marine. Marine only with a 20% win rate, but he's come out, I think, every single game. And every single game he plays a really cool game. It doesn't matter if he wins, it doesn't matter if he loses. He always plays interesting styles. Marine is actually a full... Marine is a full race picker, but he randoms on ladder. He picks whatever race he wants to the week he plays the games. Grass always gives him the option, and he always picks. So let's see exactly how this game is going to go as we get into our third map. It's going to be on La Mancha. Now La Mancha is one of our 4-player maps here, the more standard map in the pool. We've had 2 TVPs so far, Hitmup and Clone Pro being taken down by Jew and Bonneth. So not really too much to say there. Bonneth obviously one of the best players outside of Korea, and Jew is an ex-pro gamer, so kind of cool to see this. Looks like Jew is actually playing in kind of a... White Clan have got this other tournament coming up where they've got a clan within White called FW, and all White Clan members are part of Clan FW, and it's so confusing. But I'm not going to go there. Korean clan politics is kind of strange. But let's get into game number 3. If Torsan can win this game, they will guarantee DM a spot in the finals. Can Marine be the man to stop them? Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the Blue Terran fighting for DM, currently on match point, and playoff point in this case. It's going to be Torsan. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right is going to be the yellow Protoss fighting for pSi Storm. It's Marine. Now, if you're a little bit confused by his clan tag, one of the changes I'm going to make for the STPL Season 2 is I'm going to make sure people play with their clan tag, just to make things a little bit easier. Now, Marine is going to be building a forward gateway, so starting it off with an interesting build. Obviously, he plays all 3 races to a relatively high level, so he knows exactly what makes the other races tick, and he knows what to do in certain situations. So playing against someone like Marine is very, very difficult because you always know he's going to be doing the most infuriating builds against you, and you kind of just have to prepare for it. So forward gateway, it's not going to be 2 gate for now, so that is something he's going to double scout. No, he's actually only going to single scout. Doesn't need to worry about double scouting too much. But Torsan going for a barracks. Is he going to go for a gas here, or is he going to go for a command set? It looks like it is going to be a gas. Sending the SCV maybe a little bit too early, but not early enough to really worry too much. Obviously, it is something you can work on in practice. It's something that I need to get a lot better at as well, because every second counts, and that may have been another mineral trip on that SCV, for instance. But we are going to have Torsan scouting second. Marine is obviously going to scout second, but he's scouted after Pylon, so he's going to get into his opponent's base. See, the barracks is not yet done. See, there's no Marine, and he's going to be pretty happy because he's going to be able to get a Zealot. Ironic that he's going to be building Zealots when his name is Marine, but that is the power of Broodware nicknames, so we're all good. Looks like Torsan doing a pretty good job keeping that that probe away from his SCV, but obviously he is going to need to build a relatively quick factory, and this this probe looks like it wants to kind of block the wall, so that's going to make it a little bit more annoying. The first zealot is on the way, second zealot should actually be built. No, he's going to skip second zealot and go straight into dragoons, so he's not going all in with this or anything. But I mean, as long as Marine doesn't end the game here, we could still get a relatively longer game. It is a PvT. PvTs often go a little bit longer depending on how the game actually goes. Obviously, Marine does have the option of going for many, many cheeses that the Terran player Torsan will have to watch out for. But I really hope we see a macro TVP. La Mancha has been a fantastic map so far. We've had many, many brilliant games on here, and hopefully this one is not going to be any different. Now it looks like Torsan losing his macro a little bit there, going to be able to take down the first Marine. Now unfortunately that isn't Zealot tight, it doesn't look like it should be, but unfortunately it's not. Oh no, the SCV blocking the Marine. Oh, you need to keep this Marine alive. Losing the second Marine is a huge, huge deal. This Zealot actually doing a lot more damage than realistically it should be. Getting a couple of Marine kills, not managing to get any more SCVs, but does manage to take that down. A huge thank you to our new follower as well, Catsport. I'm genuinely surprised you've never followed before. I've definitely seen you in the chat, so I don't know if it's just doing that thing where it kind of unfollows you after a while. I know that happened with me a few times on a few different channels, so either way, welcome to the club. Glad you're here once again. You're a name that's been around for ages, so it's cool to see you back in the chat. It's either that or you've been watching and you forgot to follow, but you know the cool thing, and the thing that's actually nice to know, is even if you didn't follow me, you still came and watched the STPL a lot, and that means more to me than anything. Like, I know people can like monetarily donate and things, but genuinely one of the biggest helps for me, and one of the things that makes me feel good, is people just watching the STPL and having a good time. So if you ever do feel like there's anything I can improve on, please do let me know via the STPL TV Twitter, or you can talk to me on like YouTube VODs or on Team Liquid or something, because I'm always looking to improve the production. I always want to try and make something better with the STPL than I've already got, and that's kind of my big main goal. I want to push the production further than any amateur tournament has ever done, and obviously when you've got something like Brittany's MPL, it makes it a little bit harder, but I'm getting there. I'm obviously a one-man band still, although I do have Bradley now helping with all of the database stuff. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to get to this point, so a huge thank you to him, and huge thank you to everyone else as well. I know a couple of people offered help and things like that. Hey TT1, good to see you. Now we do have a proxy starport. I kind of showed this off before but didn't say anything. It is going to be a dropship. Now this dropship is going to be for vultures. He's going to try and drop the vultures in behind while he pushes in with the marine the marine and tank. Back at home he's still not got an expansion, so Torsan playing this a little bit greedily. He is going for one base tech, obviously. That's not something you realistically want to be doing, but huge thank you, Joey, for the follow as well. Good to see you here. But looking here, this should be a relatively good engagement for Torsan as long as he can micro this properly. Now, obviously the Dragoons are actually on high ground. Dragoons do eventually kill Marines, and Marines don't do that much damage to them. So, oh, the mine! The mine! Oh, I don't know how that mine didn't go off, but that would have been huge if that hit. Now, we do have that vulture moving around the side. The dropship has in fact gone back. He's actually going to pick up vultures down here and go straight into the main. There's currently only one Dragoon back in defense. Now, I almost feel like this was a miss rally because he doesn't know there's a starport unless he scouted up there, but that was earlier on, so I don't think he would know that. Now, we are seeing this expansion coming in. This drop is obviously going to be the main thing we want to look at. We've got speed coming in for the vultures. No siege mode as of yet, so the tanks are going to be a little bit more powerful. But here we go. Looks like the dropship going to come in, going to spot, more importantly, that there is a support bay. And now, unfortunately, Marine doesn't quite see this. Looks like he wants to come in when speed kicks in. He is going to kind of circumvent all of the units. He's going to try and lay some mines. He's not using the new hold position trick, but this is going to be really annoying for Marine to clear up. Now, obviously, probes are pretty good, so he is going to be able to eventually surround the vultures, but the vulture's getting a ton of damage here. Let's actually have a look. 3 kills on that one, 0 kills on the other, but this vulture's still going to be able to do damage. There's still more. Oh no, the mines. Oh, okay, that could be very, very dangerous. Like, if he runs in and gets, like, a mine off on all those probes, like, that'll be pretty much game. But Looks like he's doing a really good job actually just camping on top of the mine, trying to force... Oh, the mine's coming in. That's a free Dragoon. That's free real estate right there. And there's still this Vulture alive in the base. He's obviously not going to be able to do too much. The Observer has finally come out. He sees that Reaver is on the way, but there's no Reaver as of yet. So great scouting by this single Vulture. That drop definitely paying for itself. It keeps Marine off the map. And more importantly, it secures this additional base. So unfortunately, you couldn't go in with another set of Vultures into the natural or anything. But this early in the game, it's hard to get that many Vultures without making yourself very, very weak at the front. Just reading the chat, looks like Skillful Quail likes nice usernames art, and apparently Artosis having a breakdown while playing ladder is art now. I definitely think it is, to be honest. And I can't really joke, because the reason why I don't stream my ladder... Oh my god, there's actually another drop coming in the main. Only one kill on this Vulture. Looks like he... Where did the rest of the units go from this dropship? Getting another 3... Oh, he gets 4 probes again. Oh, and the mine! Oh, ooh. Oh my god, all the probes just transferred up there as well. That would have been very, very dangerous. Now, he does see the fact there is finally... Oh, the dropship's going to go down. That's really, really unfortunate. But Marine's going to be able to secure himself a 3rd base location. There is a Wraith up here to help him deal with that Robo and with the Reaver as well. He obviously doesn't know where the shuttle's going to be coming in from, but he has seen it. And the mines won't quite see where this is flying, so... Gonna lift his starport back up and fly it back home. Kind of the lap of shame for this proxy starport. You do need that a little bit later. But just to answer nice username, basically the Protoss is in the lead. He's kind of repelled the drop without taking too much damage. Torsan's second gas was very late. His armory is actually pretty late now as well. So he doesn't even have an armory coming up yet, and that's going to be a really late +1. If this Wraith can kill the shuttle before it can do anything, then things are not going to look too good for Marine. But looks like the Wraith is kind of on a weird patrol path. Looks like it will eventually find this, but the Reaver going to be a very strong pivotal play here if he can do the damage. But if he can't get any damage done, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, so many SCVs, the SCV train, it's going to bug the Scarab. The Reaver goes down, and all of a sudden Torsan has turned the tide a little bit, getting a big win. And yeah, he definitely should have targeted the tank there, but that was the little Reaver that couldn't. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's the sequel to the book they never tell you about. Obviously the little train that could, yeah. There was a little train that couldn't, and that was definitely that Reaver right there. Dropping off into enemy territory, doesn't make it out alive. And the shuttle goes down as well, so... Marine, to try and offset this, is going to look to take another expansion, going to find the control tower. This is kind of something you don't often find. Now, one of the funniest things is in TVT, if you find something like this, you just take it over, build a starport there, and everything is good. But Academy finally coming in. Still no armory as of yet for our Terran player. He's going up to 5 factories, so very, very late +1. So there's a little bit of a timer here on Torsan. If Torsan can go in and do critical damage before Marine can get his gateway count up, before he can go for like whatever tech he's planning on going for after this, which is more than likely going to be Arbiter tech, then he's going to be in a good position. But he's going to move out with his tanks. Obviously the Observer here is going to see this happening, so Marine is going to move in to defend, at least move in to force the siege. A little bit earlier on, the Wraith is going to see the Dragoons and go down. And this Marine is going to see the Dragoons and go down as well. And this is surely going to be a siege moment for Torsan. He needs a kind of siege. He is scanning ahead, trying to see what's going on, scans the 3rd base, sees there's no defense down there, so he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. But he is going to have to deal with these units. Now, one thing to note, no scan here, no scan here. He's got nothing to deal with the DT other than mines. So if he can get the mines up, he can't build any turrets on this high ground. Not even up, I think, can you build a single turret there? I can't remember. But he's going to have to be very, very careful. DT is going to be pivotal in defending against this, but he can't build any turrets, and this is a big, big problem, because if DT is getting on top of you, oh, the mine drag! Oh, not quite. Oh my god, oh, shoot, the DT is getting on the top of the tanks here. There should be a scan very soon. There is one now. But that is one of very few scans that are now remaining, but a good number of tanks are still up if he can push forward. If he can get a turret down here, this is going to be pretty good, but good engagement, good movement so far by Torsan. But he needs more vultures. He's building tanks off his back factories, and that's obviously going to slow down his reinforcement. And suddenly you get 2 zealots on top of all your tanks. You're going to try and focus down as many dragoons as possible. All of the blue goo, but all of the tanks are going down, and the tanks are the meat to this dish, and without the vegetables, that's not a very healthy meal. And the DT is going to go kill everything else. The turret unfortunately doesn't start up, and it looks like he is going to be able to move in. There's already turrets down here already, but really nice targeting by Torsan to be able to get that many dragoons. But he is definitely still at a disadvantage. Marine is... oh, 2 DTs going out of mines. That's not something you really want to be doing. There is a 4th base coming in here for Marine. Not able to take another main though, so he's not going to be able to flood gateways anywhere else at this current time. And let's have a look what else is going on this map. There's still no 3rd base. We are going to see an SCV go up here and meet its timely demise. Looks like we're going to have the dragoons coming down at the bottom. Torsan isn't quite done with his push just yet. He wants to see if he can push in and do some damage, but this is kind of this is one of those awkward moments where it feels like you're throwing away too many units. Now, we are going to have a good mine going down, but the zealot getting out of the way of all of its buddies, that's going to be pretty good. Oh, that mine could be good. Nope. Okay, so it's going to be 3 tanks going to be going down here. There's not really too much here to actually defend these. Looks like a little bit of miss micro there. Some more units coming in from the back. I keep seeing the 2 blue dots in the main and thinking there's a big drop, but no dropship as of yet. The mines on the bridge going to make this a little bit harder to push forward. Mines coming in behind. Another load of probes actually going down, so that's pretty good by Torsan here, but I mean, these units are going to go down, and Torsan has just kind of thrown away so many units at this point. He just doesn't have the supply he needs. We're at 14 minutes. He doesn't even... I think he just finished +1. No, +1 has only just started. So if Marine can get this 4th base up, this game I'm going to call, like, pretty much done, because... oh, there's going to be a big probe transfer into 2 siege tanks. Let's see what the target firing's like. Siege the tank, man. Siege the tank. There we go. Oh, the probes pulling away. They're spreading out. Good target firing, but only getting 2 of them. And this is another 2 tanks that unfortunately aren't going to be with your main army. Now, there's a lot of dragoons, a lot of zealots moving around trying to find this dropship a little bit later on. Yeah, this is definitely not a game that Torsan is in a good position in. You really want to be on at least 2-1 by this point, upgrade-wise. And obviously the game is very weird. It's not playing out like your average TVP. It kind of looks like one of my games where I just throw too many units away trying to probe harass. But the thing is, because Marine has had so many bases for so long, even though you're killing all these probes, it doesn't really matter. Because what are they going to do? They're just going to continue rebuilding probes. They're going to get a tech advantage. He has an upgrade advantage over the Terran player as well. Obviously, we do have this Arbiter. Ooh, the mine does go off on the Zealot. So it's a little bit of free damage there. Well, it's not free. It's about 25 minerals for the Vulture. So that's fine. And, I mean, Marine is just in a dominating position at this point. He's actually going to send all his units up to this top 3 o'clock base. A lot of probes, a lot of SCVs even, are transferring over. I'm going to get there with words soon. The command center is actually up, and it's going to fly away. But, oh no, the mine drag could be huge. Nope. No, oh, that's a big mine drag, but unfortunately not going to be able to get all the tanks. Oh my god, that mine at the back, though. That mine at the back may have just saved at least this base for the time being. But look at Marine. He's got more units coming in. He's got an Arbiter here now as well. He should at least have either stasis or recall. He's actually getting Observer speed now, so that'll allow him to sort of help deal with the mines a little bit better. But Marine does need to be careful. Obviously, if you're... oh my god. Oh, it didn't get a kill. Okay. I mean, eventually, Marine needs to be careful not to throw all his units away, but I mean, he's got such an overwhelming position. He's killing every single tank that comes out here by Torsan. And is he gonna stasis this? Killed it. Okay, I mean, that was a valiant repair effort, but unfortunately, you're out of scans, you're out of luck, And this base is going to be it's going to be taken down now. It looks like we do have some vultures moving in here, trying to do a little bit of extra damage. That's going to at least clear all of the zealots. Nice mines going down there, but still no third base for Torsan. The vulture's going to run into a million cannons. Welcome to one of my games. The observer's actually running into... that's a little bit unfortunate. Losing the observers to a turret is not where you really want to be. But he is going to stasis the 2 vessels. The zealots are going to clear up absolutely everything here in the natural. There is a tank on the high ground, but it doesn't really matter too much. Obviously he's going to be able to hold on for now, but when you've got goons in your natural, when you've got zealots in your main, or near enough in your main, what are you going to do? Obviously this won't have any additional units. Now, this is a good stasis at the very least, but more and more units just rallying across here by Marine. Gonna probably take out literally everything. Now the trouble is there's no further observers up here. Oh, the mines! The mines! Nope. Okay, Dragoons are pretty good units, so those mines don't go off. Oh, that... Nope. Nope. Okay. I'm just not going to get excited for mines anymore because Dragoons want to ruin all my fun. Oh, an EMP going down on top of the Dragoons does get all of them, but he doesn't have any units to actually follow this up with. And GG! Torsan taps out Marine, takes game number 3. Okay, so game number 3 was a little bit of a longer one. We've had 2 less than 10-minute games up until that one, so it's good to see a little bit of a longer one there. We're going to get into game number 4. It's going to be a PvP between Headmaster and White, and it's coming up after this. Okay everyone, welcome back. I am loading up the next replay, but while I do that, let's introduce both our next players. We've got Psi possibly making a comeback here. It's 2-1. And I've completely forgotten all words now. We are hitting the point of the solo cast where I'm coming up to 3 hours. I've exhausted every single word in my vocabulary, and I'm working off the back of steam fumes, but lower this just to get my cool STPL shirt in there. Let's actually have a look at our first player here. It's going to be for DM. It's their clan leader, White. Now, is there a better player here to bring DM into the playoffs once again? We'll have to find out, because if he wins this game, DM will beat... I'm almost certain they'll beat Bull into the playoffs. So we'll have to check that out at the end. But let's actually have a look at his opponent spawning for Psi Storm. It's going to be Headmaster. Now, Headmaster, 50% win rate. He's played a lot of games. He's played 18 games overall, total wins 9. He's won 5 PvPs, and one of them was actually played against DeWalt, I think, semi-recently, and he won. No, it wasn't semi-recently, it was back on Neo Ground Zero in round 3, so it was a while ago, but he did play against DeWalt and did win, so it was a really, really good win he had as well. It wasn't like a fluky game either, he actually just out-microed DeWalt, which is an insane thing to say. Let's have a look at our next map.
Easily amused, huh?
Oh, thank you for the tier 1 sub, Blue Falcon. 5 months straight now, man. That's really cool. I can't believe, well, it's been a year that I've been doing STPL, and when people like sub and they've been subbed for like more than 2 months, I'm like, really? Has it been that long? It's kind of crazy, but let's have a look at our map. It's going to be on Neo Medusa. Now, Neo Medusa, really cool map. We've had 4 PvPs. DeWalt took down Herbie, Tech took down SFCA, Talent took down pSi, and Headmaster took down Narsil. So there's not really too much you can gain from the history of this map with a PvP, but obviously you can see that it's quite balanced in the other matchups. So it's a really, really cool map. It's on the ladder. You may recognize it from there. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into game number 4. It's Neo Medusa, and it's a PvP between White and Headmaster. Okay, starting us off here in the right-hand side position in the orange, we do have the Protoss player fighting for pSi. It's Headmaster. And his opponent spawning up here in the left-hand position, we do have the red Protoss fighting for DM. It's their clan leader, their captain. It's White. Now, just in case you don't understand the severity of this game, if White wins this game, with their win ratio on this final game, they will actually take themselves into the playoffs of round 4, and they will block Naz from making it into the playoffs overall, I think, just because there's 4 teams that have lots of qualification points and a few that are on 1. And if DM make it to the playoffs, there's not going to be 8 teams for the grand final playoffs, so that's kind of insane, but it's going to be cool regardless. I'm kind of hoping that we get to see a bigger playoff series with Bull making it in, but obviously it'll be really good for DM to make the playoffs for a second time. It'll show that the time they made it in round 1 wasn't really a fluke. They had kind of like the easier group in round 1, but they've actually done a really, really good job in round 4. I know Seoul did move Net Wars out into Group A to make Group A a little bit harder for them, and make obviously Group B, their group, a little bit safer. But I mean, Seoul came out, they won all their games. I mean, what's to be expected there? It's 2-gate versus 1-gate core. So there is a big difference. Obviously, White going to be relying a lot on his micro to be able to hold on to this. And just in terms of how the game plays out, obviously when you're in 2-gate, you get a lot of Zealots early on. He obviously doesn't have gas yet, so it's not going to be for Cybernex core anytime soon. And Zealots against Dragoons, we've seen games where 2-gate just outright beats 1-gate. But obviously if you get the first scout like White did, he's going to be able to put down his own second gateway. His core is already nearly done, so he's going to be able to go into Dragoons very, very quickly after this. You have the gas coming in now for Headmaster. And we're going to see White just scouting out the probe, making sure there's no proxies going on or anything like that. Just wants to clear it up so he can go for his tech a little bit later. Because obviously you don't want to show your opponent your tech and everything. Now, the funny thing is Lucky Noob made a joke about his name saying he's the Master of Head, and I know I shouldn't really say that, but that's kind of like a school joke in the UK, because rather than calling, I know Americans call it a principal, in the UK they're the headmaster, so obviously as teenagers, yeah, people get a little bit or they find that really funny. So it's kind of a cool throwback joke that only I would get, I guess. But I get well, it's not that only I would get, but like in terms of going to school in the UK, you'd probably hear that joke a lot, whereas a lot of people probably wouldn't get it. And somehow Lucky Noob has changed his color. I don't know how, but his chat color's changed. And we do have 2 Zealots in the main. No kills as of yet. Looks like he has got a single probe, but good hold so far by White. Even another probe going down. Can he get a third one? Yes, he does. 3 probes. Nice pickoffs here, because obviously he doesn't actually have that many probes back at home. Headmaster's probe saturation is actually a little bit better here, getting nearly 2 full groups of probes on his main. So it looks like White is going to be the one trying to go on the offensive. Now, he does know that his opponent has been on 2 gates longer than he has, but he's scouted out that there's no Dragoons. He's scouted out the range is on the way and not yet done. And he did just kill 2 Zealots without losing any units. So this is kind of like a handbang timing here for him. Handbang being a timing that basically just kills your opponent. Almost. I'm probably not explaining that properly, but it's a timing that hits at a specific time where you can kill your opponent. Now, it'll be cool to see if he can actually do it. It's going to be a little bit of a micro battle. There's going to be 3 Dragoons against 2. Now, Headmaster did manage to out-micro DeWalt before, so if there's one man that can actually stop this from killing him, it's going to be Headmaster. He's going to hide behind his gateways, but obviously his next 2 Dragoons are going to, they're basically going to come out in fight range. So he is going to wait. He can lose this pylon. It's not the biggest deal. It's going to supply block him, but he's planning on winning this engagement anyway. Zealot's going to get on top of Zealots. It's going to be 4 versus 3, but 4 versus 4. One of them actually going to go down immediately. This Dragoon going to go down, so a Zealot does need to be careful. Does get a good move. The Zealots of Headmaster going down at the top, but the 4 Dragoons are left alive. The front Zealot, wow, the target firing not perfect here by White. He does manage to get it eventually, but that's a pretty good engagement. There is going to be 3 Dragoons coming in reserve, but good trades by White so far. He's actually behind in supply, and that's entirely from probes. But now White is going to have to be the one that pulls back, because he has slowed down his reinforcements a little bit. He's adding on a 3rd gateway himself, so it's going to be 3 gate versus 3 gate. No tech from either player. And it's going to be just pure micro wars, and we are going to have a robo coming in for Headmaster here. Pretty good and clever decision. You do need to go into some kind of observe attack, just in case your opponent's going for DTs. You don't know what your opponent's doing at the moment, and it is going to be DTs from DM White. He's going into a Citadel behind this. Going to go into 3 gate DT. Not the most common PvP opener, but still a very strong one. Nevertheless, now it looks like Headmaster's feeling a little bit excited here. He's pushing forward with his goons, wants to clear out a path, just to keep himself alive. Obviously, if you're further forward on the map, you get to see where your opponent's moving. You get to see what tech they're building, because you can count their goons at the front and everything. He's going to be a while off getting his observatory, but I really hope he gets observers first, otherwise this could be a very anticlimactic game after all that micro battling. Now we are going to have Headmaster moving forward. Does get a single Dragoon. Is he going to be able to get another one? Looks like we've traded 1 for 1. Oh, the target fire, that Dragoon does get it. Nice target firing on both sides actually. Even trades completely until this moment. So we've actually got 4 against 3 now, so Headmaster's going to be forced to pull back. Really good actual unit movement by Headmaster to keep those Dragoons alive at the back, but obviously that's going to weaken them up a lot. Support bay coming in. No observatory, I think. Wait. Observatory now. Okay. Wait, there's no... Wow, he's not actually going Templar Archives, he was just going for Zealot speed. Ooh, that's a little bit of an interesting choice. Oh, chat's been quite funny. I like chat today. Chat is good. You guys are nice and active, you're talking, you keep me company. Obviously I don't have Rapid here making the memes, so someone has to make memes in his stead. And that is definitely you guys, especially Lucky Noob. Lucky Noob is like the meme MVP in chat. Now there is going to be a Templar Archives. It is coming up later than I would have expected, so the DTs shouldn't be too powerful, but there is going to be a Nexus coming in here for Headmaster. And obviously we've seen previously, if you expand first in PvP, you often die. Now, I also made a mistake there. I said meme MVP when I could say meme VP. Oh my god, okay, that's actually really good. I don't do that though. But there we go, looks like we are going to have Headmaster, or sorry, DM White pushing forward. Going to try and make use of the fact he is going for Templar Archives back here. Going for a Forge as well, he's actually going for double DT. But he is going to be up against a Reaver and a Scarab, so there's going to, well, obviously a Reaver and a Scarab, I meant to say Shuttle, but he is going to get here before the Reaver's done, before the Shuttle's done, so let's see if he can do the damage. He is going to push forward, Shuttle gets here just in time, the Reaver does have Scarabs, but this looks like it could be a good engagement. Could this be the curse of expanding first? As we find out as the Reaver gets another few hits down. Now the problem is, the Shuttle's actually getting low. If he loses the Shuttle, that's definitely going to be game, but good trades once again by Headmaster, holding on by the skin of his teeth every single time. And the Reaver survives, the Shuttle survives, Headmaster's expansion survives, and he finds himself up 20 supply. Now, this is kind of funny. There's actually an Observer following two DTs home. Does he have a second? Oh, he doesn't have a second Observer. With no second Observer here, he's going to have to get something. Now, obviously, the Reaver can shoot his own units. We saw Bonnet do that in the BSL. And there's going to be two Reavers, but there's actually nothing to do with the DTs. The DT's going to get on top of the Reaver. He doesn't pick the Reaver up in time. He picks up a Dragoon instead, but the Reaver... Oh, it looks like something is seeing the... Oh, there is an Observer here. The Observer gets back in time. Okay, he's safe. By the hair on the back of his neck, he manages to hold on once again. And DM White is finding himself getting a little bit further and further behind. And yeah, double shield battery is going to be a very, very powerful tool to hold on, but unfortunately White is going to be behind in his expansion. He's obviously got Templar tech, so he does have the option of going for Storm drops a little bit later on, but looks like he doesn't have any high Templar, so he's not going for Storm just yet. White's still going to push forward. He's going to be up against another Reaver, which is something you don't really want to be fighting. A second Observer has finally come out. There's even cannons coming up behind here now. Obviously, White does have the option of double expanding to this base back here, and so does Headmaster. But neither player wants to. It looks like White wants to try and end the game now. Does he realistically have enough? He's trying to take down the pylons. Looks like he's not able to do it, but he is going to be trying to force the issue here. The Reaver going to come out, going to do a lot of damage. Only one kill on this Reaver so far, but that's definitely added up the damage in a lot of situations. Looks like Headmaster may just have a few too many units. It's going to be 6 versus 7. And the Reaver is back here as well, trying to get a shot down on that the Shuttle, unable to do it just yet. But looks like White is having a lot of trouble getting away from Headmaster here, and this could very well be the push that ends the game from Headmaster. We could very well be going into an ace match. There's an Observer here as well, so DTs are unfortunately not going to do enough. There is 3 more Dragoons coming in back here, but pure Dragoon against Reaver is not a position you want to be in. Great control as well by Headmaster so far. He's going to get up in the natural. He's going to take down the expansion. And that, unfortunately, for DM White, I think is going to be the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, there is a high tempo here. Does he have Storm just yet? I didn't actually quite see if he got that research, but the trouble is he's going to lose his Nexus. And this is just too many units going to be pushing it. Oh my god, the high tempo, he does have Storm. Oh, the Storm getting a lot of damage. The Reaver surviving though. And that's what he really needed to kill. The Zealots moving in. Great Scarabs. Once again on all of these units. Let's keep an eye on this Reaver. We want to see just how many kills it can get. And White's losing all his units. GG, unfortunately I can't see the kill count on this Reaver. But that Reaver is definitely the most valuable unit in the game. It took out so many units. I didn't take out the units maybe, but it took out so many shields, did so much damage, and eventually led us into the ace match. So we're going to make it into the ace match in the final game of the group stage of the Wait, could there possibly be a tie-break match here? Let's find out if DM can win. I can't remember the exact scores, but that was really, really cool. I need to figure out who's actually playing in the ace match, so I'll be back in just a second with game number 5. Well guys, we did it. We made it to the ace match, and you guessed I would be casting it, so well done. Well actually, Lucky Noob, too bad! Not casting the ace match. My cat's gonna do it for me, so Lottie, come and grab the mic. Oh, wait, okay, she can't cast. I guess I'll have to cast it. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Yeah, I just stand up and walk off, that's it. I'm done. But let's have a look at who's going to be playing in the ace match. We've seen both of these players today. One of them a lot more recently than the other. We won't go into the history too much. But it's going to be PRL for DM. He's 2 for 2 against Protoss. And his opponent, who is now 6 for 2 against Protoss, is Headmaster. And we're going to be heading into the ace map for the first time today. Let's actually get the intro video up. Oh, we've already got it ready. So let's have a look. It's going to be the final map of today. The final map, very possibly, of the STPL Round 4 group stage. And it's going to decide who is going to go into the finals of Round 4 and also the overall playoffs. So let's have a look. The Holy World SE. Now, Holy World SE, one of my favourite maps in the map pool. We've had some great games. Terran is actually 1-5 against Zerg, so it's been a struggle for them. We've not had a PvP on this map though, so let's get into our first one. And let's hope it's going to be a good one, because it's the ace match. It's the deciding match for Round 4's group stage. So let's get into game number 5. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand position, we do have the yellow Protoss fighting for DM, fighting for their shot into the playoffs. It's going to be PRL. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left is going to be the blue Protoss fighting for pSi. It's going to be Headmaster. Now statistically, the odds of against PRL here, the Headmaster is known to bleed. He's not completely unbeaten in PvP. Now the one thing that I have just seen and I'm never ever going to be able to unsee, look at the door on the Nexus. How have I never seen this before? I've been casting this game for a year, like at least can't know. I've been casting StarCraft Remastered since it came out, and that was over a year and a half, maybe even 2 years now. And I've never noticed the door on the Nexus. What is wrong with me? And it even lights up here. Oh my goodness. I am officially blind. That's it. I can't see the obvious, so hopefully we won't need to worry too much. We're going to have 2 gate against 1 Headmaster being the one going for the 2 gate this time rather than his opponent. Wants to maybe catch PRL off guard. Could we see a 6-minute curse game? Or are we going to see one of those like epic 30-minute PvPs where both players go carriers? The door is lit. You know, I'm just going to say, just while we get into this game, like I just want you to all remember this door. Look at this door, right? Wouldn't you think it'd be better? Wouldn't you think it'd be great if there was like wooden panels on the door? Just imagine that Nexus door with wooden panels. It's perfect, right? It's great. Let's go back into the game. Okay, so what's going on in the base? We've got 2 gateways, cybernetics core for PRL. Got 2 gateways, no core for Headmaster, so kind of the polar opposite of everything that's going on in the previous game, which is kind of cool. But let's see if it's going to be the polar opposite result, because obviously Headmaster did just beat DM's White to get here into this ace match. PRL did in fact win his game. You know what, I can't actually remember, but we've got a mana pylon. What a nice guy. He's actually getting a mana pylon, just showing how much he cares about his opponent, showing some good manners. And mana pyloning is really annoying when you're going up against double Zealot. Now, we're going to have triple Dragoon against triple Zealot in just a second. Now, the probe is going to be able to move in. We've got the assimilator finally done. The cybernetics core is coming up. The mana pylon is still taking hugs from its opponent, making sure to keep its opponent busy. It's a fire hazard. That's why I want them to add it, but here we go. Looks like the Zealot going to run in, not going to be able to do anything. Good glitching out by PRL, going to take down that first Zealot. And there's 2 additional Zealots coming in here, but they're going to be up against 3 Dragoons. And I must say, I think the tide has turned here. Headmaster not in a very good position. He's not killed any probes so far. Okay, so he gets 1. That was 2 probes. So he got 2 probes at once. But this is 3 Zealots. He's sent over to get only 2 probes. No, 3 probes, sorry. And that's not a position you want to be in, because all of a sudden, your opponent has 4 Dragoons. They're going to be able to march across the map with 6 Dragoons and get you stuck in your own main. So, wait. Oh my god, he's just mannering him. He's blocking in the Dragoons! Oh no! Headmaster is going to get mega stuck in a second. There's a Dragoon prison. He can't get his Dragoons out. What an amazing play by PRL. There's no way for these Dragoons to get out to defend this base. PRL may have just got his team into the playoffs with that play. Obviously he has the Dragoon advantage anyway, but 3 Dragoons marching down the ramp. Range not done yet for Headmaster. Probes not here to block in time. A single Dragoon going down. The prison still in fact up. It looks like PRL's been let into Kix's or Mike Jail Cell. I just referred to myself in the 3rd person. But Headmaster is going to have a hell of a time trying to micro this. He's going to be trying to get on top of the high ground, but it's going to be probes against Dragoons. Not a position you want to be in. Imagine. Oh, nice probe drill, but unfortunately, he's not able to do enough damage. There's 3 more Dragoons here. PRL's micro has been very, very good so far. Is Headmaster somehow holding on here? I mean, he's lost a lot of Dragoons, but good target firing. has actually given him the Dragoon advantage. What are we watching? Is this a hold? He's down in supply, but he's held the initial rush. There's a Forge coming in back here as well. Cannons, they're not going to help you. He's going to lose an additional 2 pylons back here as well. I mean, he could obviously go for an expansion, but Headmaster holds. What an amazing hold, despite being prisoned in. He's going to leave these pylons here. He's like, yeah, you can see me build loads of goons. I know it, as he like strides across the map. That's incredible play by Headmaster. Now, this is a play that I don't necessarily agree with, but I kind of understand where it's coming from. PRL doesn't want to lose to a counter. But when you build 3 cannons, that's at least 2 gateways, and without those gateways, without the units, I mean, your cannons aren't going to do anything for very long. We've got Citadel come. Okay, if he goes DT, these cannons are the perfect play. But obviously, if you just build a shuttle, you're going to drop in the main. But it looks like he is going to be able to clean this up now. PRL has seen that no additional, what are they called? Dragoons come out. So that's something. Another pylon's going to go down. PRL obviously not going to be supply blocked because they'd overbuild pylons. Admittedly, by taking this base, he gains access to this base, and also this base here with a 3rd gas. So all is not lost. Both these players could still take this game very, very long. Now there is a Templar Archives on the way with a Forge as well. So, oh wow, he did actually supply block his opponent. I didn't think that was possible. But he is going to build a pylon here just to make sure there's no proxies or anything. Hold the Nexus door, I like it. And also hold the line coming in from Monoris as well. I think I said your name right. It's really hard to see on my TV due to the colours and the dark theme. Oh, okay, both players are going DT, guys, or at least High Templar anyway. No Storm. Double DT. Now. Oh, Headmaster's not going to do this, is he? Is he going to glitch his... Oh my god, if he pushes the DTs over the wall, that's going to be so unbelievably sick. Oh, that would be an absolute treat to see that. But look at this. Hidden Gateway. That's going to be his DT gateway because he's not going to have anything to defend back at home. Please build a cannon in your mineral line. This would be the most absolutely awful way to lose. Now, the DTs from Headmaster going to move in. The cannon... Wow. Okay, so he's not going to lose that one, but obviously that does make it impossible to push out now without any mobile detection, which we full well know he's nowhere near. There's a Nexus here, but he's not going to know about this gateway. Is Headmaster going to lose to a single DT getting in his mineral line? No way. Headmaster can't lose after all this. After that sick hold, is he really going to lose to a DT? Oh my goodness. He needs to add another cannon, please. I don't want to see the game end like this. Like, PRL really needs this game to get into the playoffs, but a single DT winning the game would just be... Oh no. The DT's coming in. Is Headmaster going to see it? I'm going to keep an eye on his vision. There's probes being transferred into the natural. Does he see the shimmer? He doesn't see the shimmer, that's it. He's going to get into the main. He can go full ham on all of the probes. Looks like Headmaster's a little bit busy trying to deal with the stuff in the middle of the map. There's a DT coming in the front. The DT in the... Oh, okay, so Headmaster's pulled away. He knows. He is going to be locked onto one Nexus. Unless a cannon can come up, which realistically it's not going to come up. The Robo's being taken down. Oh, wait, is he going to storm this? He's going to storm the DT. Wow. Okay, so the DT doesn't die to the storm, but it obviously does take a lot of damage. Another Zealot coming in, another DT coming in behind. Walling it off with the cannon. Really, really nice job. Another storm going down. Misses the DT. The 2 High Templars are going to go down. The cannon's not going to finish. The cannon's not going to finish. 2 DTs in your main. What are you going to do about that? He does have the Nexus. He's building another cannon. Honestly, he just needs to spam cannons. The DT can't kill all of them. But the DT's going ham on all of the tech structures here. The cannon's going to go down again. The Robo's not going to finish. There's going to be no observer. And he's going to be locked onto another base. GG! Headmaster taps out on PRL after everything. Takes the game. Wow. I am genuinely surprised that beat Headmaster. Honestly, I can't help but say I'm slightly disappointed because I was really hoping that would be a really epic and long game. But damn. One misplaced cannon, no cannon in his main. He played greedy. He got caught out by playing greedy. The probe getting behind the minerals, building that gateway. One PRL the game. And I'm just going to quickly write up the results because we need to update all of the overlay just so we've got everything in there. And we can see... Okay, so what I'll do... I'll quickly show off the results screen while I'm doing this. So PRL takes game number 5, gives DM the win. Let's bring up the actual results screen while I write up the results for the passer, and then we can have a look at the final standings in the STPL round 4. So, results were a 3-2 victory for DM. PRL clutches it out for his team with a really pimp play, nearly killing Headmaster a little bit earlier on, and finishing it off with a proxy gateway, just to add insult to injury. I do genuinely feel really bad for Headmaster after that game, because pSi really wanted that win, and to be able to block DM getting into the playoffs would be a really, really good result. But let's just quickly write this down. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed all the STPL action today. It's been going for over 3 hours now, so my voice is getting very, very, very tired, but it's been very well worth it. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Be glad when Rapid can come back, hopefully, because then I'll be able to get sort of everything sorted. So let's just quickly add the results in the TL thread, which also updates my overlay as well. So PRL versus Headmaster. Okay, so let's just quickly do this. I do apologize, this is just something I have to do in the background, just because it is the final week of round 4, and it's also the final group stage week of the entirety of round 4. So we've had a very long journey. We started last year at the beginning of... Okay, no, you know what, I'm not going to go into that because that's going to be part of my speech at the end of the SCPL, or the end of Season 1 anyway. Let's just quickly add this win versus pSi. Yeah, it's been a really crazy day of games. We've had some really quick games, we've had some long games, that TBP, or TBT even, between Ziggy and Blue-Green from our first series, Now It Was versus Red, was absolutely amazing. It was great fun getting to watch that. And now let's actually quickly add this win. I just need to run the parser, which is what basically carries on all the stuff over to my database. But let's quickly go back to the camera. If you guys have anything in chat while waiting for this to load, I'm happy to take any questions about the SCPL that you want to know the answer to. Obviously, we'll find out the full results in just a second, so you'll have to give me just a moment while this runs through. But I mean, a lot of you guys, I know you've been around for a very long time. There's been a few people that have joined us for round 4 and round 3 and whatnot, like Cole. I really, really hope you've enjoyed what you've watched of the SCPL so far. It's really been a lot of fun. Huge thanks to Lucky Noob for going with the memes while Rapid's not here, because it makes it a little bit harder to both cast, observe, produce, and everything else while we try and make up memes as well. So I did find the Nexus store. I didn't find that before. So you have 20 questions. Okay, go ahead. We're waiting. Let's go, Lucky Noob. Hopefully these are nice questions and not something that I'll have to refuse to answer. But we'll see what happens. So okay, so this is fun. So I don't know if that is an I or an L. I'm gonna have to run. I'm gonna have to run the parser again. That's really annoying. If Radley was still here, he's probably in bed at this point. I'd be able to say, is it an L or is it an I? Because we really need to figure this out, because it's actually kind of annoying. I think someone said it was pre, so I guess this is an I now, but it's really hard to tell. Let's try that again and let's see what happens. The Lucky Noob's question time, let's go. Okay, one of those I'm not answering. Okay, maximum MMR is probably about 1800 or something. Maximum my C Cup rank was only C minus because I'm not that good. In terms of did I ever read your PM on Discord, I'm fairly certain I did, but it's one of those things I've been really bad at actually like reading things properly and also responding to people, so I do apologize. Things have been going a little bit more difficult, but oh, I can see your... Okay, what I'll do is after the cast I'll read through all of your message. I do apologize. I saw you sent... I don't even know what date you sent that to me, but things have been going a little bit crazy in my life, so it's been really hard to sort of catch up with everything. Okay, so that must be an I. No, it's an L. I just changed it to an I. Okay, PRL's name is just so unbelievably confusing. I don't get it. I don't get why he picked the name he did. Like, why would you make it an I? But no. And so it's an L in the database, but it's an I. Why would you make it a capital I? That's like the worst thing you could possibly do. Oh, that's a pain. But yeah, max rank I'm not that high. My playing is definitely a lot worse, but it's like playing it mainly comes down to the fact that I have not so much bad mentality. Well, I kind of do. I get tilted really easily, but it's not like when you watch Artosis and he gets tilted. I get tilted and sort of take it out on myself. Like, I get angry at how bad I'm playing, and then that just makes me hate everything already. So I start ending up hating how I'm playing because I'm playing bad, and then playing worse because I'm making it worse. So yeah, that's why I don't usually play on stream, because I get so frustrated with myself that it's just not worth it. Looks like the parser is all done. I have to see exactly what's going to happen, but I need this to run through so I can announce who is going to be playing who in the round 4 playoffs. Okay, I am officially confused. It said there's no person called this in the database, but there 100% must be. I genuinely don't know what this guy's name is anymore. Let's is that like a space in his name or something? Have I done something really stupid here? Oh, it's because there's 2 of his name. Okay. Well, let's try this. So, let's run it again. Any more questions, guys? Because I could be here a little bit while I try and fix this. Usually I'd go to a break or something, but there's no point. When am I moving? So, I am planning to... Whoa. I don't know 100%. But I'm going to be exchanging soon. I'm sending off my last documents tomorrow. They should get to my solicitors for Wednesday even. So when I exchange, it means basically my solicitors... it's solicitors change documents with their solicitors and basically agree what I'm paying for the deposit and everything. And then after that, it comes down to just waiting. So I need to wait to complete, but completing shouldn't take that much longer. So I should be able to move within the next 2 weeks, I believe. But obviously I need to get the documents in. Now I really hope I do, because I've got the week of the 22nd off work. So if I can move and relax in my new place, that would be perfect. So looks like I have actually got his name right. It is PRL in my database. But yeah, it's PRI apparently. Someone was saying it was PRI, one of the... Oh, okay, so you use both. Thank you, Ivan. Are you okay with me calling you PRL? I don't know what to call you, so if it's PRL, it's fine. Like, I just need to update the database so it's got your proper name. If you want to be pre, I'll make you pre. If you want to be PRL, I'll make you pre-RL. If you want to be Ivan, I can make you Ivan, but that's more work, which... That's actually a lot of work. In fact, you're PRL, because it's actually a lot of work to do anything to change it. Well, it's not. It's like a find on a load of files. But let's reopen the overlay just to make sure it shows the latest in the rankings. We'll go through Group 1 first, and then we'll go through Group B. Group A and Group B. Group 1 and Group B. Yeah, I'm really doing well today. I'm losing everything. It's Monday. Please forgive me. Okay, so qualifying from Group A. In first position, we do have Naz, who went 6-0 out of their group, so they're going to be playing against whoever's second in Group B. And then in second place, we do have IRK, making it to their second playoffs for the first time since round 1, nearly 11 months ago. And they're going to be up against the winner of Group B. Let's have a look at Group B themselves. Winning the group 6-0, we have two teams completely going unbeaten. It's going to be Soul Gaming with a 6-0 lead. They're going to be facing up against IRK in week 1 of the round 4 playoffs. And second, just surpassing Bull Team with that one win. I cannot believe they just did that. Oh, that makes it awkward, because they've actually lost one more game, but you know what? Just for the sake of fairness, the overlay says they're above them. So they win with one extra game win. Obviously that does mean they went to an ace match in one more of their games, but they did win it. So at the end of the day, a win is a win. So they're going to qualify in second place, and they'll be up against Naz. So the 4 teams that we will have in the STPL round 4 playoffs, the final set of group stage playoffs, is going to be Naz versus DM and IRK versus Soul. I'm going to try and get those games played this weekend so I can cast them next week. And then, well, I'm going to speak to Blizzard again and see if I can get the STPL back in the launcher for the playoffs, but that's another story that I need to sort out myself. So, huge thank you to everybody who tuned in, huge thank you to everybody who played their games, and a huge thank you, of course, to all of the team captains as well for being such a huge help. If you do want to support the STPL, there are multiple ways you can do it. There's a Patreon down below. There you can also donate via PayPal to Streamlabs if you want to donate monetarily, and you can also sub to the channel using the button in the top right. The other thing is, if you want to watch the STPL, just follow the channel. Come back and watch us next time. We'll be back most likely next Monday for some more STPL action. So have a very good evening, morning or afternoon, wherever you are, and have a wonderful week. Guys, next time. Hit the raid button in the top right, guys.
Packed up and good to go. Report for duty. Give me something to shoot. SCP good to go, sir. Affirmative. Orders received. Right away, sir. Right away, sir. Roger that. Right away, sir. Orders received. Give me something to shoot.
Your forces are under attack.